Hey everyone, I'm Leo. This video should help guide you through the file prep process and clear up some confusion around how we make our projects reality. This video should apply to the vinyl cutter, fiber laser, CO2 laser, and CNC machines. This video is focused around 2D CAD and not 3D CAD, but if you get a little crafty with some other software like SketchUp or Onshape, you can make that jump from 2D to 3D pretty easily. That's all besides the point. We'll get into 3D printing stuff in another video. Today is 2D design. So how do we take our photos, artwork, logos, graphics, doodles, and scribbles and turn them into something a computer can understand? The vinyl cutter and CNC use vector files, and the lasers use a combination of vector and raster files. Vector files are drawings made up of lines, polygons if you will, that are very helpful for the work that we do at the Idea Center. You can scale these up and scale them down infinitely, so we could put these designs on a penny or across a skateboard without losing image quality. For our machines, these files are much more useful as blueprints for the machine. It won't make jittery movements along the pixels of an image, and you'll end up with a high quality output. Raster files are like photos. These are made up of pixels and are usually what you'll be getting when you pick an image off of Google or from your phone. In summary, unless you're engraving a photograph or image directly onto something using a laser, you'll probably be working with a vector file. For your first projects on these machines, there's a good chance you're starting with a raster file because you downloaded an image off the internet or took a photo of your artwork using a phone. Let's figure out how to do an image trace. Let's find ourselves an image off of Google. A common mistake people make is assuming they can just Google anything, copy and paste a photo, and the machine will understand that they want an outline of the car and nothing more. 99% of the time, the laser will take that image and vomit up a mess of an engraving bitmap. The CNC won't even know what to do with it, so we aren't getting any outlines at all. We just need to be a little more careful with what we pick when we want to make a line trace or CNC engraving of something. Solid lines, very few colors and layers, things like that. Or skip that whole process and add black and white, outline, or vector to the end of whatever you're searching up. That should make things easier with our next step. I'm also going to doodle on a blank sheet of paper so I can show you an easy way to get drawings onto the computer. I'm a really bad artist, but here we have my doodle. I'm going to open up Google Drive app, and assuming you've signed into a Google account, I'll hit the bottom right plus icon and hit Use Camera. Now using the best lighting I can, avoiding putting my shadow in, making sure everything's clear, I can take the photo. Now when it's done uploading, I can go on my drive on my computer and download it there too. We'll be using the software Inkscape first. We'll have a comprehensive install guide for all of our software soon that details how to set up everything on your personal computer. And later there will be videos on how to use alternatives like Figma for image tracing, the Beambox for art scanning, and more. For now, let's get back to Inkscape. So go ahead and drop in your carefully selected outlined image by hitting Control or Command V, or hit File and choose it from your file location. I have mine on a USB stick, so let's grab that. Everything should be defaulted to this. Embed Import Type, DPI from the file, no rendering. With the image selected, click Path on the top and click Trace Bitmap. If it's available to you, tick the Live Preview box so you can see your changes. Otherwise, update as you go. Now, we can tinker with the settings. Try a few different modes to see which one applies to your situation and which one you like best. Single scan is pretty straightforward. Increase the threshold, the darker parts of the image are brought out. Drop the threshold, the bitmap will be a bit lighter. Keep in mind your outline isn't perfectly accurate, but make sure your lines are clear enough for your machine software to understand the path. Sometimes adjusting the boxes below for smoothness, stacking, or removing a background will give you more usable output. They're more for special cases, maybe for adjusting the rigid lines or for scan stacking to make 3D perspective tricks. For my situation, it's looking all good. I'll tweak the brightness cutoff a little bit and go with that. Hit OK, close out the window for making a bitmap. Now, it may look like nothing's happened here, but go ahead and peel off the bitmap you just made, and voila. Sometimes your design will have some details you want to cut off. In my case, I've got text in the top and bottom right that I don't want. Since our image has been turned into a vector piece made up of lines, nodes, meaning points or anchors for lines, and polygons, we can really fine-tune the details. I'm going to double-click the piece, select the text zones, and delete these nodes. I'll double-click again off the area where we can see it's looking pretty good. In the top left in your toolbox, hit the mouse icon to go back to normal image selection and delete your original image. You can pretty much ignore the background canvas now that you're ready to export, so don't worry about scaling anything or fitting it all in there. Just go ahead and go to the top left, hit File, Save As, and then find either a USB drive or whatever location you're going to save it to. Now, hold on. File types is the last important step and a big part of understanding the difference between rasters and vectors. Rasters will be .jpegs, .png, .bmps, .gif, or .psd for Adobe Photoshop projects. Again, rasters are photographs. High detail, complex, colors, and pixels. Vectors will be .svg, .dxf, .pdf, .eps, .cdr, and .ai for Adobe Illustrator projects. We went through all this work trying to go from a raster, so let's make sure we're saving this trace as something in the vector world. In just about every case, I've gone away with using .dxf or drawing exchange format files since most machines, especially lasers, need this special blueprint. For some cases, like using the CNC and easel, you can use a .svg or scalable vector graphic, and that'll work just fine. Basically, all you need around here is .dxf and sometimes .svg. I'm going to save this as a .dxf. Now, I'm going to use this file in some different bitmap trace settings to use this drawing with a vinyl cutter, fiber laser, CO2 laser, and the CNC. If you want to learn how to use these machines in greater depth, check out some of our other guides. For any issues you encounter along the way, feel free to ask questions either at our space or in the comments below, and we'll do our best to work things out. This video is designed with the Idea Center machinery and software in mind, and hopefully this video served as a good starting place for learning the basics of image tracing and how to get started with most of our 2D machines. Thanks for watching.